January and dear students, hope you all are fine. And in this pandemic, must follow SMS. SMS S for soap, sanitizer, M is for mask, and S for social distance. Now, students, today we are going to read about a poem. The title of the poem is Amanda. Amanda is a name of a girl whose activity or whose story we are going to read in this poem. And I am very much sure this poem, each and every line relates to you all, as this is a poem of a girl child. This is a poem of a child about the nature of a child, what the child is thinking when that child is continuously nagging down or instructed by the parents. So what feeling arises in the mind, in the heart of the child, that we go through with the each and every line, and it surely relates to you all. So your author is by Robin Klein, this poem written by. And now, before going to the text, little we get to know about the theme, about the gist of the poem, what really your poet wants to give you through this poem, and what intention behind this poem when he wrote these lines. Very beautifully he quoted the lines, so beautiful, he just chosen out the words to describe the feeling of a child. So let's move towards the gist, towards the theme, the message, the feeling of the poet, and as well as the children which he pour out through his pen. Now, this poem revolves around a theme or an idea that how a child is continuously nagging by her mother or father or the elder ones, basically by the parents. The poetess shed light on how a child is always monitored and questioned about her actions by her mother, by her father, by the both of them, by their parents. Actually, the greatest wealth of that child is to possess their freedom. And the thing that he never liked this, कि the constant nagging means rock talk, constant nagging and unwanted instructions, and even overprotection of parents. The children doesn't like this overprotection of parents. Parents are very careful for their children. They are very as parents are very caring, affectionate, loving towards their children. So they have always a insecurity, and they want to inculcate morals, morals, values in their children, so that that child become a good human being. That's why, that is the reason behind this nagging and behind this instructions which we children are continuously facing. But that time we actually don't understand behind the pure feeling, behind the pure purpose of the parents, ki why that parents is continuously nagging us, why the parent continuously instructing us, they are giving instructions as we are fool. तो that time we feel कि what, क्या मैं बेवकूफ़ हूँ, मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आता है, पूरे टाइम मम्मी पूरे टाइम पापा इस तरह से नाक करते हैं, टोक टाक करते हैं. बट एक्चुअली देर इज़ अ वेरी pure and kind feeling of the parents, that they don't want that child or that baby having any bad habits or any bad influence on their personality. So whenever they saw कि there is any kind of indisciplined behavior or any kind of improperness in if they observe, then they at once instruct you, at once they nag you. So these are the feelings in this poem. The poet pour out with the beautiful words with his pen. And one thing more, कि actually the greatest desire of the child is his freedom, and he want to enjoy his freedom, he want to enjoy their freedom without any restrictions. But that restrictions in that age is valuable. Think about it. And after reading the poem, after knowing the uh, fact, by reading this, you should follow the instructions, you should obey your parents प्लीजिंगली हैप्पीली, नॉट एज अ बोर्डम कि यस ये तो केवल बस एक थोड़ा सा भार टाइप का है मेरे ऊपर कि हाँ मेरे पेरेंट्स से हमेशा बोलते टोकते थे। नो, टेक इट कि वो आपको एडवांटेज देगा, इट्स हेल्प्स यू इन योर फ्यूचर। एक्चुअली दे शेप योर पर्सनैलिटी, दे शेप योर माइंड, दे गिव यू गुड वैल्यूज इन योर माइंड, सो एक्सेप्ट इट। Now, therefore, Amanda, the girl whom we are going to read in the poem, she is dislike her parents whenever her parents nagging her, whenever her parents instructed her. So she disliked this restrictions, this nagging, and she dreams to get away from this trouble, this troublesome life. Now, let's move towards the poet. First of all, we know about the poet, we know about the author. Now, Robin Klein is a poet who takes in his pen the everyday and universal happenings of life. Actually, your poet is very practical. He deals in his poems the practical happenings of the universe. The day to day life he deals in his poem, and basically the activities pertaining to small children are very dear to him, as they represent innocence, love, smartness, and the nature of the child, the nature of the young buddies. So, this theme, this idea is his favorite theme to deal. That whenever he write about the child nature, whenever he write about the child, that was the favorite subject of this poet. So, let's move towards the lines. Now, see in the first line. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop dead slotting and sit up straight, Amanda. So, Amanda was sitting and her mother saw him. Her mother saw her and she start nagging to her, she start instructing to her, don't bite your nails, Amanda, as we are in the habit to bite our nails when we are it's a very general habit of the children ki they are biting their hands. And she sits by bending her shoulders, and so she was instructed to sit straight. The parents nags Amanda for sitting lazily. Slouching means बिल्कुल ढीले ढाले होके बैठना, बिल्कुल bend होके बैठना. So she instruct her, don't sit like this, don't sit so lazily with her shoulders bent into a stoop. Stoop means to bend front, जो front की तरफ झुक के बैठना. Slouching, that is. Hunch your shoulder means don't bend your shoulders, sit straight. And when her mother instructing her, that time actually she was not listening her mother, she was lost in her dream, and what she was lodging, what she was thinking at that time, Amanda was in her dream. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting up blissfully. So, Amanda is lost in her own dream. She imagines herself to be a mermaid. Wow, what a beautiful imagination! Mermaid, Jalpari, she wants to be a mermaid. And drifting joyfully means I'm just joyfully swimming in the green sea, emerald sea. Emerald is a stone, blue green stone जिसको हम पन्ना बोलते हैं, that is. So she thought that I'm a mermaid, I'm drifting joyfully in the deep water of the sea with the soft waves on the green sea. She imagines that she is the sole inhabitant. She imagines that she is the only inhabitant of that sea, beautiful sea, of that beautiful sea, and there is no one to nag or to disturb her. So she lost in her thought ki she only wants to drift joyfully in that beautiful sea, and no one is there. She was only the sole habitant, she was only the only habitant of that sea. So no one is there to nag her, to disturb her, to instruct her. See how beautiful. Imagine. Now move towards the next. So here is another question put by the mother. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. So mother asked her if she has finished her homework, and she also instructed her after finishing her homework she must tidy her room, and she was also instructed to clean her shoes. Now the parents ask her if she has done that, if she has done all duties, she has done her homework, or she has tidied her room, or she clean her shoes. She has all done these homeworks which is instructed by the mother or which is given by the parents. And now that time she also lost in her dream. अभी तक वो होश में नहीं आई. She is in her own world. But Amanda is lost in her own thoughts. I'm an orphan, roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. How beautifully she imagined herself to live a free life, to live a liberate life. Amanda was lost in her thoughts. She imagines herself to be an orphan. See what a imagination, what a mind, and what a thought of a child. Ki who is orphan just think about that boy, about that child who is orphan, how much that child suffered in his or her life. But this child, she only wants to freedom, so she imagined herself to be an orphan. Orphan means anath, without parents. She feels happy in being an orphan. She imagines that she is roaming in the street with bare feet. Bare feet means without having sleepers. She is making soft patterns. Patterns means marks, prints. Soft patterns as she puts her feet gently means बहुत softly. She puts her feet on the floor and on the dust, on the surface, and behind that when she moved, when she roamed behind, when she turned behind, she saw that she has made a beautiful prints of her gentle feet. She is making soft patterns when she wants like to make a soft patterns when she moves gently in the dust, as her bare feet, she was barefooted, so she having the dust on her feet. So she imagines when she move out, when she roam in the street, behind her roaming, behind her moving, there was a soft, there was a beautiful prints of her feet. There is all silence about her, with no one nag her for this little girl. This silence is golden and this freedom is so sweet. And she thought how beautiful that silence was. When I move silently, when I move freely in the street, and I put imprints of dust with my gentle movement, with my bare feet. Wow, what a beautiful life is that, where no one is there, no one to nag me, no one to disturb me, no one to instruct me. Wow, what a beautiful silence and freedom was that. So, that freedom, that silence is very valuable to her. And for every child, you all are also feeling the same as Amanda, na? मुझे पता है. Now, the next line. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne. Acne means pimples. Amanda, will you please look at me when I am speaking to you? And generally, the children are doing ki when they are scolding by her parents or by the elder one, so they don't make eye contact. So her parents, Amanda's parents, asked to Amanda, will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? I am speaking to you. Look at me. And Amanda, at that time, she is lost in another world, in another thought. This time, she was lost in the thought of Rapunzel. Rapunzel is a fairy, is a princess. Rapunzel is a princess. I have not to care. Life in a tower is tranquil. Tranquil means extreme happiness and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. Bright hair. Rapunzel is a princess who has the beautiful bright hair, golden hair, and it is a story. Ki in Rapunzel life, the troubles, the problems came when she cut her hair. So now move to the first line. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. The parent sees Amanda eating chocolate. So, the mother, the parents instruct Amanda not to eat. Amanda must not have forgotten the acne, and she is also instructed कि not must not forgotten about the acne, must remember it. That she had got previously, जो कि उसको पहले हुआ था. However, Amanda is lost in her own dreams and doesn't look up to the parents. Same thing happens here also. In as in the two stanzas, Amanda is lost in her own world, Amanda lost in her own thoughts. He says that Amanda should at least look at him when she is speaking to her. Now, this time Amanda was remain in her dream. She imagines herself to be a golden-haired Rapunzel who lived in a castle and had no care. जो बिल्कुल free of life, free of tension, free of care. She would live in a tower, in a castle. Amanda imagines that the life for Rapunzel must have been very peaceful and wonderful in the tower. She imagines ki wow, what a beautiful, peaceful and wonderful life that Rapunzel have. And she said that she won't let down her bright hair, her golden hair, uh, cut as Rapunzel has done. But the fault, the mistake which Rapunzel has done, that I will not repeat. I will not repeat. As all the troubles of Rapunzel, as we know the story of Rapunzel is started because of her doing so, because of her cutting off her golden bright hair. So Amanda decided कि I want to live a life of Rapunzel, as that life is full of adventure, beauty, peaceful, wonder. But I don't repeat the mistake as Rapunzel has done. She cut her beautiful golden hair. Thank you, class, and I hope you well understood the explanation and enjoyed the poem very well, because I'm sure ki this will relate you all and you are very happy to read each and every line of the poem. So, thank you for today. Next, we will meet in our next class.